In the first of a two-part series, ONR's Ed Murray crunches the numbers on the size and scope of tribal gaming in Oklahoma and discovers, not surprisingly, that each side has its own set of numbers and an explanation for them.
Oklahoma tribes support 96,000 jobs and boost the state's economy by nearly $13 billion each year.
Chances are pretty good you've seen messages like this over the last few months.
United for Oklahoma campaign is really just to remind folks of everything that tribes do in Oklahoma, just not gaming, but across the landscape.
But now there's a new voice with a different message.
But there's still more to do. Oklahoma families aren't getting a fair shake when it comes to our state's booming casino industry.
And we think as more Oklahomans are educated about what an extremely sweetheart deal the current casino industry has, that public opinion will result in a new forward-looking agreement.
Jonathan Small is president of the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs. An OCPA publication asked, how do Oklahoma's casino fees compare to other states?
When you look at casinos industry data, their own data, casinos in Oklahoma share about 1/4 of what surrounding casinos share in their states, which is a huge number.
That's not fair, and it's time for that to change.
Matthew Morgan is chairman of the Oklahoma Indian Gaming Association. He says what's not fair is adding commercial casinos into the mix. Here's that same map, tribal gaming only.
They'd also lack recognition for the real dollars that come in. On a per capita basis, over $400 per citizen, tribes paying exclusivity fees. That's far and above any other state.
One group gets to operate a highly addictive $5 billion industry. Nobody else gets to. Nobody else has that opportunity. And so that's why you have to look at it from a total perspective of what's the industry paying itself, particularly since those dollars can then be used to compete against other industries.
Not disputed, Oklahoma is second to California in tribal gaming revenue. Those numbers are dollars in millions. But exactly where is that money going?
You can get a clear, transparent report about how state government is spending its money. A lot of the casino operators are not extremely transparent about how they are spending the money versus how much money they are receiving.
We're limited on how we can use our revenue. You know, you have 4 things that you can use our revenue on, and that's all. But if you want to look at how that revenue is being used, go out into especially rural Oklahoma, anywhere where tribes are located.
We think that it's time to actually bring some transparency, audit capability, and common sense regulations to a massively highly addictive industry.
Tribal casinos are some of the most heavily regulated industry you're going to find. The N factor, if you're really looking at are we trustworthy, is to ask our patrons. Come ask our customers. As a customer, you're not going to come in and spend your money with anybody that you don't feel is trustworthy.
The OCPA report also looks at machine numbers, stating one fact stands out above all others. Oklahoma has more slot machines than all but a handful of states, yet collects less revenue than most.
First reaction, as a lawyer, I would tell you slot machines are illegal in Oklahoma. So that's patently false right there. Do we have a lot of machines in the state? Yes, but that goes to success. It is driven by customer demand.
Of particular interest to Small, what he sees as a massive ramp-up of Class II machines, not seen in states with both tribal and commercial gaming.
And the reason why that is suspicious is that Class II machines pay no fee whatsoever for the state of Oklahoma. And that's something that definitely has to be looked at, and it can't be looked at under the current compact.
I think a lot of people's assumption was that, yeah, Class 3 would overtake Class 2. Oklahoma has shown that that's not exactly true. People were very loyal to their Class 2 games. They continue to ask for those.
Morgan says tribal leaders are willing to talk about rates once the renewal issue is settled.
And I can tell you the Oklahoma market is not a 20 or 25% exclusivity market. It's just not reality. But tribes are willing to have that conversation, again, because our goal is the same. It's for a better Oklahoma.
Ed Murray, the Oklahoma News Report.
Next week, Ed will focus on claims that 40 to 60% of Oklahoma gaming revenue comes from problem gamblers and what's being done to help those who cross the line from entertainment to addiction.